Travis McCoy.
Orlando, Florida.
Oxford, Mississippi.
Madera, California.
A lot.
I'm going on about 15 now.
15.
Since I was about 9 years old.
I don't know. When I moved to Florida, Florida was more so a football state, so I just started playing and I got good at it. Can't really call it.
I really got like a funny story. My uncle was coaching football. I was little. I really played baseball. I was a little fat kid, and you know, in like the state of Florida, when you start playing football, it ain't always off your age. It's off your weight and your size and everything. So I was like 6. They had me playing with like 8, 9-year-olds. So I went to practice the first day. They put me in DN or nose tackle. And I think I played football for 3 days. And then after that, I quit. And then I ended up picking it back up when I was in 4th grade, playing running back. And then from there on, I've been playing football.
Probably starting when I was living in Oakland, California. My friends came back from a football game. And the next thing you know, we had like a little street game on the street. I was playing wide receiver, and first ball I threw at me, I caught it for I think 70-yard touchdown pass. And then the next day I told my dad, I want to play football. And the funny story is the fact that my elementary school had a flag football team. I wanted to participate. Dad was like, nah, you want to play football, you want to play real football. And ever since then, I just fell in love with the game.
I love everywhere football could take you. I hate the politics and the assumptions that come with football. Like the typical, everybody falls in love with the D1 guy or the tallest guy or the biggest guy. Sometimes people forget the talent or the guys coming from the small schools and things of that nature. The younger people who get looked over. Coaches who bring their guys in and don't give the older guys a chance and things of that nature. I mean, it can go many places, but I mean, if you know, you know.
For me, I think the answer would have to be like brotherhood, man. It's crazy how with everything going on in the world, race-wise, and then you just see a lot of crazy things going on. You can put 4 guys in a room who are from completely different parts of the country, and football going to be a common factor, and it's like everything just clicks. So, I think I've just met some great guys, and I think I got some bonds I've had that'll last a long time, that all came from football. And then that I hate, kind of along the lines of what he was saying, whenever you're an athlete or a football player per se, people think you can't have a brain. I think, your opinion, in politics or anything or another, it's not sports. Don't think it's just as valid just because you're good at a sport. And so I think football is one of the biggest sports that where if you're a football player, you're supposed to be dumb. You're supposed to just, be a muscle and not have a brain. So I think that's the one thing I hate about football.
I love about football is family, everybody together. It's one team, one unit. That's one thing playing football over the years. I don't have any brothers, but every team I've been with, I consider that my brother. We go on the boundary line, go on the football field. We together as a family. One thing I hate about football, probably paying back when everybody be saying, if you don't go to the big time school, you get overlooked. I went to a JUCO, I went to a small school, and I guarded some of the best guys I ever seen in my life. And the fact that I went to a small school, I get overlooked, and also, that's just one of the things I don't like about football. Because I think if you're good enough to play, coaches should find talent. You got talent, you should be able to, get a chance, opportunity to play. I went to Upper Iowa University. It's a small D2 school in Northeast Iowa. It's really small, like one street. Only thing really there is just the campus itself. I went there because growing up, my parents couldn't afford college. So it was really getting a football scholarship, or you have to just stop playing ball overall and just start working. So they blessed me with an academic and a football scholarship. So of course, for education, you can't turn that down. That's one thing that I pride myself in college with a student athlete. So I was blessed to get a bachelor's in communications. So I love the school, I love the atmosphere. It's really fun going there.
I started off my football career at Ole Miss. I walked on there, was there with the team for a short period of time, and then finished up at a small D3 school in Mississippi, Belhaven University. There I majored in sports management and started my master's. I haven't finished it yet in business.
I went to Warner University up in Lake Wales, Florida, and I got my bachelor's in sports communications.
Yeah, first time out.
It's my first time outside the country.
No, this is my third year outside of the country. My first year I was in the Czech Republic, in Prague, Czech Republic. My second year I was in this very spot right here that I'm sitting at right now. And and this year I am running it back in the same spot I'm sitting at right now. We are here to play football overseas. The way the world works, right? There's always a certain number of people that can only get to a certain spot, right? With politics and everything, especially the way the NFL goes, you know, they're always strung out on the biggest, fastest, strongest, best guy from the highest school that everybody loves and sees on TV. Your Alabamas, your Auburns, your Mississippi States, Florida States, etc. Now, when you look out the retrospect, football in Europe has been going on for a very long time, especially starting with the NFL Europe, with teams like the Frankfurt Galaxy, the Hamburg Sea Devils, the Berlin Thunder, etc. After the NFL Europe was gone, and even during the times NFL Europe was there were other teams in other leagues in Europe, such as the German Football League, the Austrian Football League, the Italian Football League, and the Czech Football League. And there's more that I probably didn't name. As history came, there became rules so you can only have 2 Americans on one side of the ball, just to incorporate the attention of bringing American football to Europe. And it's been going on for such a long time to this day, and here we are now. So just how in overseas basketball there's players that from America that are needed, it's the same thing in overseas football, maybe to a smaller retrospect, but it's been going on, especially in a lot of small towns, and they've been growing a fan base to this day to where we play games on Saturdays and Sundays and we'll have a packed house. It's not 1 million people, but it's enough.
A lot of people back at home, I didn't know until I really looked into playing over here, is that only 2 Americans can be on the field at one time. Like, I think everybody thinks, like, you know, a team can have 7, 8 Americans on there, so they don't know it's as big of a deal as it is, because if you're 2 of the Americans on the field at one time, you know what I'm saying, that you got to be a game changer. And so, you know, I think that's one thing people back at home didn't know, but that's also one thing that, you know, brought me here, because I like the idea that, and, you know, COVID really, I think, put a lot of people in a hole. So I was looking into the CFL, and, you know, on a couple of different opportunities. And, you know, COVID just kind of put a hold on that. And then I just got tired of waiting. You know, it's been over, you know, a year, I think, since a lot of people have played football. And so I got a call from Coach. And then now we're here.
Learning about the game of football overseas, you know, I got into it more when a couple of my friends started playing overseas. And at first, I was kind of scared because I'm not a big flyer overseas like that. I was kind of nervous, opportunity. And then my friends, they kept talking to me, pushing me, because I worked hard every single day, training my butt off, trying to get into, you know, the CFL or indoor football, and just wasn't cutting it. So I was blessed that the coaches here gave me a call, gave me an opportunity, and, you know, when I really looked into it more, it's really a fun experience. You know, you get to see new places, get to travel, meet new people, new guys, experience the whole German atmosphere, and it's fun being out here and learning 2 Americans living in the field at the same time. It makes you realize that, you know, you gotta be a game changer, and it makes you focus more, understand more that, you know, you're very important to the game, to his teammates.
I'm a defensive back.
Wide receiver.
I'm a defensive back. My experience so far in Germany is, like I keep saying, I take everything as a blessing in disguise. You know, I came from a small town. Not a lot of people, when they play high school football where I grew up at, they give up. And I'm just blessed to be here. It's fun. I'm seeing the world. I'm seeing Germany for the first time in my life. Who would have thought I'd be in Germany playing football? So I take it day by day as a thank you God for putting me here. It's really fun. People here are really great. Food here is great. So if people ask me all the time, like, how's the experience up here? I tell them, man, you can't take this back. You have opportunity to go overseas, do something you love to do it, man. I'm not going to hate nobody for achieving your goals, achieving your dreams.
The only thing I had ever heard about Germany was soccer, and then what we learned in history books about World War II. So, you can only imagine, what was in my head. But once I got out here, like you said, people are great. The food's been good. It's been a good environment. It's refreshing. I think that's the best word you can use. Like, the food is cleaner, the air is cleaner. Like, it's different. It's definitely different. But I haven't had nothing but good times so far. So ask me to come back to Germany, I probably would.
I want to be back here.
Well, hold up. And since this is your second time being over here, or third time in Europe, how are things the same? Your experiences? Is anything different? Is anything you hate? Anything you love? What's up?
Nah, I mean, I'm in a comfort zone. It's like the second home now. At this point, I'm used to it. So I mean, even from getting up from one city to another, not even caring to travel, it's just I'm at a comfort zone. It's easier to get here, like easier to get around here, and the best part about it is that nobody back in my first home nobody back home could relate, which is kind of dope.
If you don't go to KFC, you missing out. The first time I went, ordered like the 8-piece tenders, normally only smash like 5. Look down, box was empty. Tell me KFC the spot to be. The McDonald's, sorry McDonald's, I expected a little more from you, but it was alright, what I'm saying. Definitely better than the US. It's just the way they fry things here is a little cleaner. So, it's different. Like I said, it's just refreshing. A couple of the other spots I've been to, Kirkini's, shout out y'all, the Longhorn burger that John always hit. Other than that, man, like, it's just different. Like, the sodas, like, everything out here, soda threw me off at first, because back at home I don't drink anything but water and juice. But you just gotta shop a little different, and then you find what you're looking for.
When I first moved here, it was hard to shop. When I first lived in Europe, it was hard to shop. That was the only thing. Like, I had Google Translator with my best friend. But aside from that, and I mean, first time it was hard to get around, but like once you understand, like, everything's just worded differently. I mean, as long as you got service on your phone, you get around. You good. Don't even worry about anything. That's how I live.
My first couple of days, I kind of was like, man, I'm in Germany. I gotta learn like grocery shopping wise, like which food is good, like which water to choose, because some water is not actual water. It's kind of like a soda but no flavor. So I was like, man, how can I do this, And then as far as I can hear more and more days, I'm kind of getting used to traveling more, you know what I'm saying? It's just, you gotta learn. As long as you got service on your phone, and, everything's translated better to you, then you'll get used to it.
I did never bike anywhere until I got out here. I biked when I was a little kid, and since then I've been driving. Just because Mississippi, it's not like LA traffic, it's not like big city, Florida traffic. I can get in my car 10 minutes to get where I need to be. So, coming out here, everybody drives stick shift. So we've been biking and walking everywhere. It's definitely been good for me. But you know what I'm saying, that's just a little different.
I'm trying to learn, how to speak German a little better every single day. That's my goal really, is to go back to this stage, to my mom, my sisters, speak a little German to them. I know a few things here and there, but I really want to learn. I think I might get a new book one day so I can talk German, so easy to communicate with people.
like he said, I'm learning a little more every day, but it's a little bad right now. But we get there.
We play for the Langenfeld Longhorns in the GFL 2. Me personally, I don't. What they want to tell you is the GFL 1 is just like the GFL 2s, but they do have more experienced German athletes than the GFL 2, as well as more experienced imports than the GFL 2. But the way it works is that the best team in the GFL, towards the end of the season, the best team in the GFL 2 plays what you call a relegation series against the worst team in the GFL 1, and the winner will move up one league and the loser will move down a league. Now, that goes to show you the competition level between both leagues, but that's basically the difference they want to tell you. I think we just go with the flow. I think everything's more so organic than everything. We always have fun, even if it is serious. So it's like, I mean, especially when you're like 4 Americans around like 100 Germans. So, you know, you guys are all going through like some nostalgic experience to yourself that you might relate to. So you could be on one side of the field going through some funny thing that the dude on the completely other side of the field sees, and you're the only two that peep it. So it's just like things of that nature. So yeah, it's organic.
I think as far as our team, they've done a good job of like, you know, helping, you know, me adjust. Like, it's definitely just an adjustment getting there, because you're just so used. Because sometimes you just want to have a conversation with the player or coach and get kind of in depth, and sometimes you'll have like, you know, a little bit of a barrier, like a language barrier. But most, you know, it's football. So at the end of the day, when it comes down to talking football, it's X's and O's more than it is a language. So you can always, you know, do the action physically, or you can, you know, draw it, write it, and, you know, as long as you can do that, it hasn't been too bad. And then, like I said, we got a great group of guys, a great group of teammates who've done a good job, you know, helping us out, speaking, you know, as much English as they can. So, you know, that's much appreciated. So I think that's the best way to explain it.
If we going through practices, I take practice, you know, try to have fun with it, bring energy, you know what I'm saying? Because to me, play like you practice, you're going to play sluggish and slow, you're going to play sluggish and slow. So for me, I like to get my guys hyped up, bring the energy, little competition here and there. So, I mean, for me, long practice is fun, and you know, it's live, it's positive, then I know the game will be live and positive.
Yeah, we had one game against the Hamburg Huskies. We won 56-20. Sheesh.
All right, 56-20.
I don't know if that's like a regular thing. Like some people, I have to like I have to get stretched, and maybe twice, because I be tight. And I mean, I wouldn't call it a ritual, but shoot, I don't do it every other day. So I guess, I mean, not like that. Like, I don't get stretched at all the time. I think that's like a real thing that I need to have done. But if I don't feel like I'm not getting stretched that day, then it's just something's not right with me.
I just always gotta get that quick little prayer in. You know what I'm saying? It's just something about, you know, just having that prayer in with, you know, my guys out here. You know, we got one in right before the game. It just makes me feel a little better. You know, sometimes like, you just gotta give thanks. You know, like you said, it's a blessing to be out here. So, you know, you just gotta let them know that before you go in. You know, like you said, it's a war when we play. And so that's just something I always had to do.
I watch some videos on YouTube to get my mind back. Now it's time to play the game. Normally I talk to my dad. Sadly, he's not here with us no more, you know. But I know he's in my spirit. But game day wise, I always have to eat me a good breakfast. I do listen to gospel music before give thanks to the Lord, get me relaxing my mind, relaxing my body, you know, knowing the Lord's with me all the time. And once I get that pre-game, praying before I leave the locker room, you know, then I know it's like the Lord's with me, my dad's with me, you know, so that's what gets me going.
I always want to, elevate on what I did from last season. So what I had 51 tackles, 4 interceptions. So the goal is really I'm going for 75 tackles and 10 picks.
I don't know the records, but I always been wanting to try to chase a record. You know what I'm saying? I try to lead the mark as much as I can. I need 1,000 yards, 15 plus touchdowns.
No less than 5, but at least 10 or 8 interceptions this season. And by like good, I would like to average at least 5 to 6 tackles a game. Defensive back, you're mostly covering the guy the whole game. But if I have my team out with tackle at least 5 plus tackles a game if I can. And I know that I was in the game with my brothers the whole time.
Be willing to sacrifice. I think some people aren't ever ready to sacrifice. I think people always think it's the perfect situation, and then if it's not the perfect situation, they undermine what you do, and that's really the theme of it all. People, once they don't see how much you have to once they see how much you sacrifice, they won't take it seriously, and that's what they miss out of it. Then once they see the glitter, which is you being out here chilling, they want to be like, oh man, this and that and this. I feel like if you want to do it, just do it. Commit. If don't fall short of, man, I didn't make it to the league. Man, I didn't make it to Canada. There's guys. Some people don't realize that I came from an NAIA school, right? And there's guys from Division One. There's former NFL players that I'm going to end up having to guard in the season. And guess where they came from? Somewhere way better than I did, and guess where I came from? Somewhere not as good as they did, and guess where we're matching up in the same playing field. So people just got to understand it's better to get in where you fit in than not to get in anywhere at all. I would never play 1 year or just 2 years of football in an arena league and trade that for any of my time here, just because what's the point? I'm missing out. This is an experience. So don't sacrifice. Don't fall short of sacrificing and realize take it in. Take everything you can in.
You really got to ask yourself, do you love football? But you got to love it. You know what I'm saying? You leaving your family, you going to a new place where you don't really know anybody. You're going to be here for an extended period of time. But like you said, at the end of the day, you're getting to play football. So all that's a blessing. But to me, you know what I'm saying, I love this. I didn't come out here for nobody's approval. I came out here to have the opportunity to play professional football and be at my age, and after being everything I've been through with injury, transferring schools, and like you said, it's NFL talent out here. There's guys out here who go continue playing after we get done. Like, this doesn't have to be the end. So I'm just looking at this opportunity as a step stool to get where I want to be. So I don't know why, anyone would look down on somebody, chasing a dream. So at the end of the day, if you got an opportunity to play Germany, Europe, anywhere, take it. You know what I'm saying? It's like I've gotten to travel, see places, and we're playing football. So at the end of the day, when I can say that and I can see professional athlete by my name, I'm gonna take that.
If you can believe, you can achieve it. I tell a lot of my high school players, every single time they talk to me, if you can believe it, you can achieve it. Nobody thought I would be here in this situation. I believe that I want to sacrifice, a lot going back home. My mom and my sisters miss me every single day, but they know this is important to me, and they have my full support, and they support me through everything, and they love the fact that I'm over here smiling, happy, just playing a game I love to play. So I tell people all the time, this is something you want to do, be willing to sacrifice, and be willing to, if you can do it, you can achieve it. Just have the right mindset and trust yourself, and let God lead you to the right path.
Shout out Super Sticky. That's my homeboy at the crib. His shirt, clothing company. Shout
out to Madtown, representing at Madera, California. I'm doing it for you guys, so that way that you see me up here for a reason. If I'm up here, it means y'all can do it too. You know, also want to get thanks. My loving father, my dad, miss you so much, Pop. My mom, my sisters, I love you guys. And baby, and Leanne, yeah, I'm doing this. You can do it too.
Yes, sir.
Man, shout out to East Orlando, man. Shout out to Tropical Southern. You see, I got the hoodie established in 2018, man. Shout out to Smurf, shout out to Keith, shout out to Is It, man. Squad I Trust. Shout out to Stay Gorilla. Man, shout out to my mom and my daddy. But nah, man, shout out to everybody. I appreciate everybody for tapping in. Shout out to Prime Savage. Shout out to these guys next to me. Shout out to Germany, man, and shout out to everybody who's watching because the views are only going to run up because I'm in it. No, I'm playing. But nah, shout out to everybody for watching. We appreciate it. We appreciate y'all tapping in, and it's good. If you know, you know.
Appreciate it, you know.
This guy, damn, bro.